I want to speak directly to someone today. Maybe that someone is you. You are somewhere between 40 and 55. You have spent the last 15 or 20 years building a career, showing up, delivering, giving everything you had. And somewhere along the way, the passion just faded. Maybe the industry shifted. Maybe the company changed. Maybe you changed. And now you find yourself asking a question that feels both terrifying but necessary. Is it too late to start over? I'm here today to tell you with everything I have that the answer is unequivocally no. It is not too late. In fact, for many people, the years after 40 represent the single greatest opportunity for a career leap they have ever had. Because you know you have something that no 25-year-old has. Let's start. Wisdom, credibility, a network, and a depth of experience that is extraordinarily valuable in today's market. The question is not whether reinvention is possible. The question is whether you are willing to pursue it strategically. That is exactly what we are going to cover and talk about today. I'm Coach Lee Johnson. This is your mid-career comeback. If this is your first time on this channel, let me welcome you. And please subscribe and hit the notification bell right now. Every week, we bring content designed to help mid-career professionals earn more, invest smarter, and live on their own terms. If today's topic resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to hear the message. Now, let's get into the comeback. Segment 1. Why mid-career reinvention is a superpower. Reframe the narrative immediately. Reinvention after 40 is an advantage, not a liability. Here is something the job market does not advertise. Mid-career professionals who reinvent themselves strategically are some of the most sought after talent in the workforce. And here is why. You bring transferable skills that took decades to develop. Leadership, communication, problem solving, client management, strategic thinking. These are not entry-level competencies. They are premium assets. When you combine these skills with new expertise in a growth field, you become what I call a hybrid professional. And hybrid professionals command premium compensation. Think about it. A person who spent 20 years in corporate finance and then becomes a certified financial coach or a real estate syndicator doesn't start from zero. They start from a position of credibility that someone in their 20s simply cannot replicate. This is not a disadvantage. That is a 20-year head start applied in a new direction. So repeat with me. Reinvention after 40 is not starting over. It is starting over with everything you already know. The professionals who struggle with mid-career pivots are the ones who try to compete in the new field as if they were beginners. The ones who thrive and are the ones who lead with their experience as a differentiator and build on top of it. That distinction will shape everything we talk about today. Segment 2, the 3 types of mid-career reinvention. Before you build a reinvention strategy, you need to know which type of reinvention you are pursuing. In my coaching practice, I see 3 distinct paths, and each one requires a different approach. Type 1, the industry pivot. You keep your functional skill set, but you move into a new industry. A marketing director at a healthcare company who becomes a marketing director at a tech startup. A finance analyst in retail who transitions into fintech. The role is familiar, the context is new. This is the lowest risk reinvention because your skills are directly applicable. The key here is building industry-specific knowledge and expanding your network into the new sector. Type 2, the role evolution. You stay in your industry, but move into a different function, often upward or towards a more strategic impact. A project manager who becomes a chief of staff. A sales professional who moves into sales leadership or revenue strategy. A teacher who transitions into corporate training and development. This path leverages your industry credibility while expanding your scope and increasing your earning power. Type 3, the full reinvention. You change both industry and role, often moving towards entrepreneurship, consulting, coaching, or a passion-driven career. This is the path with the highest risk, but also the one with the highest ceiling. It requires the most intentional positioning, the most deliberate skill building, and typically a longer runway. But for the right person with the right strategy, it is the path to the most fulfilling and financially rewarding chapter of your entire career. Drop a comment right now. Type 1, type 2, or 3. Which reinvention are you thinking about? I read every single one of your comments, and thank you in advance for sharing. Segment 3, the VIP comeback framework. Regardless of which type of reinvention you are pursuing, the framework is still the same. I call it the VIP comeback framework. 5 stages that take you from stuck to strategically reposition. Stage 3, reposition. Tell a new story. Your LinkedIn profile, your resume, your elevator pitch need to reflect where you are going, not just where you have been. This is where most mid-career pivoters make a critical mistake. They lead with their entire history when they should be leading with their future direction. Craft a narrative that connects your past experience to your new direction. Show the through line. Make it clear that you are not abandoning your expertise. You are applying it in a new and more powerful way. This story is your competitive advantage. Stage 1, clarity. Know where you are going. Reinvention without direction is just chaos with enthusiasm. Before you update your resume or apply for a single job, spend serious time getting clear on what you actually want. Not what seems reasonable, not what your family will approve of, what you want, what lights you up, what aligns with your core values, what leverages your strengths, and what has a real market skills. A career assessment, a values inventory and clarification, or a session with a coach can accelerate this process dramatically. Clarity is not a luxury. It is the foundation of every strategic decision that follows. Stage 2, audit, inventory your assets. You have far more than you think. Write down every skill, every accomplishment, every relationship, every piece of knowledge you have accumulated over your career. Then identify the gaps between where you are today and where you would like to go. What certifications, what credentials, or what experiences do you need? What can you get in the next 6 to 12 months? Build a specific time-bound plan to close those gaps. Stage 4, network. Build bridges into your new world. Your existing network is your most underutilized career asset. Reconnect with former colleagues. Reach out to people in your target field. Attend industry events. Join professional associations and be genuinely curious about others' path. 80% of jobs are filled through relationships, referrals, not job boards. Invest in your network before you need it. And do not underestimate the power of LinkedIn. A well-optimized profile with consistent content creation in your target fields can generate inbound opportunities that never would show up in your job search. Start showing up where your target audience is already paying attention. Stage 5. Execute with patience. Mid-career reinvention is not a sprint. The most successful pivots I have witnessed, and I have coached many of them, took 12 to 24 months of deliberate, consistent effort before the big breakthrough came. This is not discouraging. That is realistic preparation that keeps you from quitting at month 6 when it feels like nothing is working. Celebrate small wins. Stay in motion. Keep building the bridge while you are still standing on the old side, and trust the process, because momentum compounds just like interest does. You don't need to quit your job to start your comeback. You need to start your comeback while you still have your job. Segment 4. The income truth about reinvention. Let me be transparent with you about something that most career coaches won't say out loud. There may be a season of your reinvention where your income temporarily dips before it rises again. If you are moving into a new field, launching a consulting practice, or pivoting into entrepreneurship, the first 12 to 18 months may look dramatically different financially than what you are used to. This is normal. That is the investment period. And this is exactly why the financial foundation we have built throughout this series matters so much. If you have been following along, negotiating your salary, building your investment accounts, working towards your FIRE number, you have a cushion. You have a runway. You can afford to make a strategic move without making it in a moment of desperation. Desperation is the enemy of good career decisions. Financial margin is what gives you the freedom to choose well. And the professionals I have coached who have made the most powerful reinventions were almost always the ones who had built up the margins first. Financial freedom and career freedom are not separate goals. They are the goals that are approached from two different directions. Close and call to action. Here is your action step this week. And I want you to take this very seriously. Write down the answer to this one question. If money, fear, and what other people thought were completely removed from the equation, what would your ideal next chapter of work look like? Write it out. Give yourself 15 uninterrupted minutes and just let it come to you. That answer is data. It is the raw material of your reinvention, and you cannot build towards something you have never allowed yourself to name. If you are serious about making your comeback, and I mean really serious, not just inspired for the next 20 minutes, I want to invite you to apply to work with me directly. I work with a small number of clients at time because I give every person my full attention and my full toolkit. The application is in the description. If there's a seat available, it's worth pursuing. Share this video with someone in your life who is at a crossroads. Someone who is talented, experienced, and quietly wondering if the best is still ahead of them. Because it is. And they need to hear it today. I'm Coach Lee Johnson. Your next chapter is not just possible, it is waiting for you to write it. Let's build it together. You are a creator. I'll see you next week.